Welcome to Bald Guy DIY. In this video, I'm going to give you a DIY weight loss update of how I lost over 10% of my body weight. Way back in those innocent days of February 2020, I thought it might be an easy year to buckle down and lose some weight that I'd packed on over the years and really get down to a weight that I could be happy with and a fitness level that would be healthier and that I could enjoy a lot more activities. At the time, I had started about 273 pounds or something like that, and I had already, through some exercise and conscious eating habits, I'd gotten down to about 260 pounds. This is easy, I thought. It's going to be a great year to get in shape. But just a few weeks later, we all got derailed by COVID. There was a great interruption to my routine, and I really started to see the results stagnate, and then when I stopped paying attention, to dramatically reverse. After working from home for a couple of months and sitting only a few feet from the refrigerator at my computer, I really found it difficult to keep the weight off, and before long, I had set a new personal best. Or worst. Instead of my starting weight in early 2020 of about 273 pounds, I ballooned to 285 pounds. And if you look at my videos from the summertime of 2020, you can see I'm carrying more weight. Well, that was discouraging, but I'm not big on excuses. And so even though routine was disrupted and a lot of craziness happened in 2020, I started at the end of the summer to really pay attention again and start doing things differently so that I could be successful. To jump right to the results, at the end of July, I started from a weight of 282.4 pounds, and today I can say I'm already under 250 pounds and headed to a goal weight of 220 by the end of the summer. That's 35 pounds lost already and over 10% of body weight, so it feels a lot better. My clothes fit better. They're even getting a little baggy. I might have to do some shopping soon. So what did I do differently from the DIY weight loss video I made way back in those COVID-free days of February? I still think it's a great idea to use the calorie calculator that I used in my previous video just to get a baseline understanding of how many calories it takes to maintain your current weight and give you an idea of how much you need to cut back your intake in order to lose weight. As I had mentioned in that previous video, how much exercise you do makes a huge difference to how many calories you burn in a day, but I did find it challenging to do the 7-minute workouts every day because they're meant to really push your body hard. Do as many push-ups as you can in 30 seconds, as many sit-ups, running in place, and to keep that pace up each and every day can be a little challenging. One of the things that's really important to me in habit forming is to do what you can do every day. And so I found a new activity that I could do every single day and keep up even in days where I wasn't feeling as strong or as healthy or as good as I wanted to. That activity for me was walking. And so for the first couple of months, from end of July until September, I walked every single day, no matter where we were. Even when we took a little trip, I made sure I did at least 20 minutes of walking every day, and that helped a lot to maintain a certain level of activity because my work was just sitting at home at the computer. As the weather got colder in September, I made a post online asking if anybody had used fitness equipment that they wanted to get rid of for a low price, and for just $150 Canadian, I was able to get 3 pieces of equipment, 2 recumbent bikes, and a treadmill. Of course, they're not all for me, but so that the family could enjoy some fitness over the winter months in Canada where there's a lot of snow and it's cold and it's not fun to be outside. And from that time in September, I made it a daily habit every day to do 20 minutes on the bike. I started on the lowest possible setting and gradually introduced the higher level settings for a few minutes at a time in increasingly larger amounts until most of my time was spent at the second level. And then I would start introducing the third level, and I'm still currently working at the third level for my daily workouts. I've been told the recumbent bike is a lazy man's workout, and in some ways I agree with that. It's not as physically demanding as a more full body workout, but it also makes it easier to approach mentally because you don't ever feel so tired that you couldn't spend 20 minutes on the bike. Even though you might not always be as keen every day, but when you get on and you get a couple minutes pedaling, it loosens you right up and makes you ready to go on. At times I did the workout first thing in the morning before I got started on work. Other times I did it in the evening before bed. And either way, it's just a great boost to your health and strength, and you feel really good afterwards. When spring finally is sprung here in Canada, I'm going to dedicate myself to more outdoor activities this year, whether that's biking or walking or doing some other things. There's sports that I love to play, just something that I can do to get more of that natural exercise and less of the structured exercise. But I still plan on doing the daily exercise every day because it keeps me on task with no missed days and it feels really great overall. When it comes to food, I've taken more of an awareness approach, or mindful eating as it can sometimes be called. Instead of counting calories, what I've done is kept a daily food journal, which just lists everything that I eat throughout the day, and I might also make a note about the portion size, or if I had a few chips, I'd write down a few chips as opposed to a bag of chips, and really just keep track of what I'm eating so that it makes me mindful or makes me aware of what I'm eating. Without counting calories, that's still a great way to give yourself a boost because it keeps you online thinking, okay, today I kind of overdid it, tomorrow I should take it easy, or I should tighten it up because this week's been a little busy and a little full of food and maybe I should scale it back a little bit. I haven't had to count calories yet, but I found a great success in just being able to generally be much more aware of what I'm eating. For me, it's the evening snacking and the extra portions that make the most difference. And so going forward, I just want to keep good track of that and be aware of the snacks that I'm taking. I also did a few weeks of low carb eating. It's a very healthy way of reducing your intake, but also staying full and not losing any muscle mass or having any decrease in energy burning capacity. And so after a few weeks of that, I went back to more normal balanced eating, and I might do a couple more cycles of that in the coming year as I have more weight to lose yet. One of the most important values to me in this part of my weight loss journey is just to make sure that I'm not making too extreme of changes, because I want that progress to be gradual and sustainable so that I don't always feel like I'm living in an extreme way or having to do extreme exercise or fasting or any of those things in order to lose the weight. So I'm super excited about the success that I've had so far, and I'm looking forward to 2021, completing that journey, getting down to a weight. 220 is my more immediate goal, and 200 my more long-term goal, and just chipping away at that day after day and getting closer to the goal all the time. For a lot of people, they don't like to weigh very often. I've taken the opposite approach, and I've weighed every single day, same time of day, before I eat breakfast in the morning, and it really helps me keep on track because I can see the natural fluctuations and also see the gradual decrease and see that a couple of days of fluctuation doesn't derail the whole project. So if you have weight loss goals to achieve, the thing that I can say is the best plan is the one that you do consistently every day. So don't make huge changes, make the kind of changes it takes to see slow incremental progress. Keep up with your progress checks and reevaluate from time to time to see if you need to do things differently. As I mentioned before, I'm going to add more exercise this year, gradually, more organic type exercise that I enjoy doing and that will get me out of the house enjoying family and friends more as COVID cooperates. And we'll just make progress steadily and hopefully be able to maintain that all the way through the year. If you've struggled with your weight through COVID or otherwise, know that you're not alone, but it's also possible to make really good progress and healthy changes. If you enjoy these kind of videos, let me know by giving them a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, as I usually post on DIY projects, and there's a new video that comes out every weekend. Until next time, in all your DIY projects, whether they're building things or building yourself, don't be afraid to be bolder.